You think walking away from a 15-year marriage at 42 feels like freedom? It's a lie that sparkles until it cuts. Lisa stood in her new city apartment, the skyline glittering like a promise, her phone buzzing with dating app notifications. 2 months ago, she'd left Tom, her boring husband, tired of his predictable dinners and quiet love that felt like a cage. She was 42, not dead, and the world owed her a second chance. But the truth? She was a gambler at a slot machine called Youth, and the house always wins. Lisa had been the girl who stopped traffic in high school, blonde, radiant, the kind of beauty that made boys stutter. She married Tom at 27, had 2 kids, Mia and Jake, and built a suburban life with a minivan and PTA meetings. For years, she was content, or thought she was. But at 40, the mirror turned traitor. Crow's feet crept in. Compliments vanished. Instagram showed her women her age living bolder lives. Wine in Paris, dances in clubs, #never too late. She felt invisible, a mom fading into the background of her own life. The itch started with Kelly, her divorced friend, who'd left her own husband and now flaunted a 30-year-old boyfriend. "You're still hot, Lisa," Kelly said over wine, her words like gasoline. "You don't have to settle for boring." Lisa's life with Tom, a house, kids, stability, started feeling like a prison. She wanted to be wanted again. So she filed for divorce, rented a sleek downtown apartment, and downloaded Spark, a dating app that felt like a casino. Each swipe was a coin, each match a promise of a jackpot. Then she met Ethan, 29, tattooed, with a grin that made her stomach flip. A bartender who looked like he belonged in a movie, not a suburban mom's life. Their first date was electric, cocktails, dancing, his hand on her waist whispering, "You're stunning." Lisa felt 25 again, alive in a way Tom's steady love never managed. Ethan didn't see her as a mom or ex-wife, he saw her as a woman. That was enough. They fell fast. Late-night texts, weekend trips, his cologne on her pillow. She ignored the red flags, his unpaid bills, his borrowing her car, his phone always face down. Her kids barely saw her, they stayed with Tom, sullen and distant when they visited. Lisa told herself they'd adjust. Kelly cheered her on, "You're living, girl." But alone at night, staring at her reflection, Lisa wondered if the new highlights hid the gray or just her fear. Ethan moved in after 2 months, his sneakers cluttering her pristine apartment. She loved the chaos, the thrill of his touch. But the cracks widened. He used her credit card for emergencies, never paid back. She caught him texting younger women, models, influencers. "Just friends," he'd say, flashing that grin. She believed him because believing meant she was still desirable. Her bank account shrank, new dresses, dinners out, trips to keep up with Ethan's life. Meanwhile, Tom was thriving, friends said. He'd lost weight, started cycling, was dating a pediatrician named Sarah. The news stung. Tom, boring Tom, was moving on while she played house with a man who couldn't pay his phone bill. The tension coiled tighter. Lisa's kids stopped calling. Mia called her selfish in a fight. Nights with Ethan felt less like passion and more like performance. She lay awake, his snores filling the silence, wondering if she'd traded a life for a lie. But admitting it meant admitting she was old, irrelevant, a fool chasing a ghost. The climax hit on a sticky July night. Lisa planned a romantic dinner, candles, wine, a bid to prove this was real. Ethan arrived late, reeking of bourbon, scrolling his phone instead of eating. It buzzed, a text from Chloe, a 24-year-old bartender with a heart emoji. Lisa's chest tightened. "Who's that?" she asked, voice sharp. Ethan shrugged. "Just a friend." Something snapped. She grabbed his phone, ignoring his protests, and read messages that gutted her. Flirty texts, suggestive photos, plans to meet. Chloe was everything Lisa wasn't. Young, effortless, untouched by time. The fight was brutal. Lisa screamed, tears falling, accusing him of using her. Ethan didn't flinch. "You wanted to feel young, Lisa," he said, cold. "Don't act surprised." The truth sliced her open. She wasn't his dream, she was his ATM, a desperate woman he played for stability. She threw him out, his bag hitting the pavement as he cursed her. The door slammed, and the silence was louder than her heartbeat. The aftermath was raw. Lisa sat alone, the skyline mocking her. She deleted Spark, blocked Ethan, but the wreckage remained. Her kids ignored her voicemails. Tom was happy with Sarah, a stranger now. Kelly drifted off, chasing her own highs. Lisa looked in the mirror and saw a woman who'd gambled everything for a mirage. She'd traded a family for a feeling, and the feeling was gone. Here's the warning, for every woman staring at her reflection, craving one last spark. The apps, the younger men, the promise of youth, they're slot machines, rigged to bleed you dry. Lisa thought she was chasing freedom, but she was running from reality. Society tells women their value is their beauty, a depreciating asset. When it fades, they panic, burning their lives for a hit of validation. But the thrill's temporary, and the cost is permanent. Lisa learned too late, you can't swipe back youth, and you can't buy back love. Don't say you weren't warned.